Hey everyone, welcome back. It is night 2 of 3 reviews. Tonight we are reviewing WrestleMania Night 2, the headlined by Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. We will talk about that later. Off to my left right now is Caps. Right below me is Campo, and right below Caps we have the Putty Man. 4 horsemen have returned all once again. That was a hacksaw Jim Duggan face you made there, Caps. I saw that, or Campo, I saw that.
You like that?
Their stuff will be down in the description box below. Okay, USA. Wait, that's Bloodsport.
Close enough.
But yeah, their stuff will be in the description down below. Before we get into the review, this is being recorded the night prior. So this is being recorded on the Monday night, just so you guys know. We just got word that Endeavor Media just purchased the WWE. So they are going to be in conjunction, I guess, with the WWE now, UFC and WWE on one bill now.
So
That's
here's my
big
thing.
news.
Here's another reason why I think this is big too. Outside the stuff that Campo, which we'll discuss in a second, they can pull fighters from over there and actually easily bring them over a lot more now. If they wanted to get them set up like, okay, I'm about to retire, I can't do UFC anymore. Well, we do have an option for you to train a little bit WWE and see if we can get you in the ring.
Oh, it won't be long. It'll be like Conor McGregor will be at SummerSlam, guaranteed.
Exactly.
John Jones will probably join him too.
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones. It's not unusual. But Campo, you were saying that Trips is retaining creative control of the product, though, correct?
Yeah, I don't know the names of the things. I believe Vince is still going to be president
and
of
chief
WWE.
Financial Officer. He's handling the finances,
like that. And then Triple H is the head of the actual WWE operations.
Okay, so he's the chief operating officer. He's the COO.
Yeah, and like I'm just waiting to find out what position Shane McMahon's going to have.
Shane McMahon is in a hospital with a double torn quad.
It's called weak ankles.
No, that was
purchased the company for $9 billion. So you know, I don't think McMahon.
So what's going to happen with NBC and Peacock? Am I going to have to just get the WWE network now, or
no?
They
What's
just
going to happen is
you're
not going to ask any more questions because I'm going to talk. My thing here with this is, so WWE clearly makes money. We know that. Endeavor bought them because they make money, but Endeavor has spent the last decade plus being the owner of UFC and having violent, real sport fighting. Does this mean that WWE transitions into a more traditional outside of the WWE universe style of wrestling? Or do they stick to the PG nonsense that they're currently making?
I don't think they're going to go full on like Attitude Era style, but I don't think they're going to stick with the PG either. I think they're going to do some for television purposes. I understand staying even TV 14 would be fine, but I think this is going to be belts are the word belt is probably going to come back. Championship belt is going to come back. The word wrestling and wrestlers is going to come back.
Yeah. Do you know what's fair too? I also heard this, so I can see your point of view on that. That maybe the pay-per-views might become more hardcore because now they're saying that even if you own WWE Network, they're going to charge you extra to watch the PLEs. So it'll be an extra $10 charge. So that way it's no longer just like an anyone can watch type of thing, right? So you don't have to cater to the PG market anymore. You can.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to have to cancel my subscription because I'm already paying $13-14 a month.
Yeah, but what it will be if you don't have that is you'll pay $50 for the pay-per-view.
Or if you find other means to watch it.
I mean, you could wait till the next day, yeah.
But let's not talk about illegal streaming. I think this could be a good thing for the WWE. As long as Trips retains creative control. That's why Vince, I guess, was rehired back into the company on Saturday. Him and his crispy stash.
If he shaves the mustache, I'm out.
He has to keep the mustache now. Yeah, that's John Waters-esque. Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali, that's a good one. I'm not
on drugs. But he has to grow it like drugs. Salvador Dali. He has to like...
Maybe he's just as excited as I am for the Mario Brothers movie and is just filling the part, you know what I mean?
How do we mute Putty?
Can we? But yeah, with that, so we'll take care of that business. Campo and I will probably have more on that on the state of wrestling probably in a week or so. If we do it this month, we probably will. So let's get right into it. We don't need to do all the stuff at the beginning because we probably skipped all the America the Beautiful and the promos and
Yep.
Snoop Dogg and all that. Let's go right into the first match. We had Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Omos
He
dominated
almost-
from. He's almost a
Okay.
wrestler. He's getting.
Yeah, I know.
He's.
Yeah.
He didn't look as. What's the word I'm looking for? Didn't look as bad.
Green?
I don't want to say bad, but yeah, not as green.
So
Brock Lesnar carried him a little bit in this.
So,
match.
but I
Except
want
for
to
the
ask a
running.
question here because a lot of people like to give the, and I'm not saying he's great, but a lot of people like to say, "Oh, Brock Lesnar's not that good of a wrestler," and they'll easily point out to you that Bobby Lashley's better. But yeah, Bobby Lashley had an entire program with Omos where they wrestled like 19 times, and none of the matches were even remotely as good as this one was.
As this one
and
was,
this
yeah.
still wasn't good.
And Bobby
But-
Lashley is the one that KSI is actually wanting to fight too, by the way.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Bobby
nobody
Lashley.
cares what KSI
Yeah,
wants to
I
do.
couldn't remember the name until you said it now.
Well,
yeah.
Bobby Lashley won the Andre Battle Royal on SmackDown on Friday, so that's pointless.
It's a way to pad his career because they didn't have him on WrestleMania, so they're like,
Yeah, and he last eliminated Bronson Reed. So Jonah's going to get a push soon. Bronson Reed. I
yeah,
hope
that's
so.
going to be a program probably.
So let's hope that's going to be something. But I mean, yeah, I mean it's Omos dominated for most of the match. 2 quick F5s and Brock pins him, and that's it. It's over. It was a quick. At least it was quick. It didn't last.
Ring work wise, it was fine. It was nothing special. This is my take on this match. Okay, there was nothing special in the ring. It wasn't a bad match at all. It was not a waste of my time, but it was absolutely irrelevant. Like you didn't even need to have this match here.
I think it was
Well, I
just
know-
to get Brock Lesnar on the card.
I think
And
it
I
was just to
also-
put Omos over.
But I also think it's also just a way to have it's kind of like they were doing the Hollywood thing, so they want to have 2 heavyweights, huge guys fighting each other. And I will say this: Omos has improved. He has improved greatly. Like some of the moves he's done, as far as like the power moves, he's not. It doesn't look as bad. It looks like it's actually dangerous now. Like it has some power to it.
Until he has to run.
Until he
Yeah.
has to. It's
But
literally
let
what
him
I'm
stick
saying,
in the middle of the
running.
ring, do those power moves, power slams, suplexes. Just let him do that without him running the ropes, and he's fine. He's serviceable.
But that's basic. I've noticed once you get to a certain height, that's when you have problems. Great Khali had those same problems running. Like the
But
big
Great
guys
Khali
really
couldn't
have a
even
problem.
walk.
Well, yeah, true. That's true.
Just not to drag this out, but
Mhm.
Omos is similar to
Nice cookie.
what's the guy's name in
Put the cookie down.
AEW?
Satnam Singh.
Satnam Singh. They're actual athletes that can physically move. Where Andre the Giant was just a person with a deformity, no disrespect, and was Great Khali. They're just people
Yeah.
that were born and grew massively large. Where these
Which
guys are
same issue that Big
actual
Show has,
athletes.
but Big Show had the surgery at a younger age, so
Yeah.
he didn't grow any.
Yeah.
Um,
Right. And great.
It was fine for what it was. It was a decent
It
opening
was
match.
a thing. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Next we go into the women's 4-way tag team showcase match, whatever they called it, was Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez against Shotzi and Natalia, against Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
To be
I don't know,
honest with you
there was-
guys, I didn't see the first 2 matches, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna.
Oh, well,
let
this
you
makes
guys
sense
have
why
this
you've been
one.
eating cookies this whole time.
And,
I
this
was
is my
wondering
shot.
why you were going so hard on cookies. Okay,
the
can I
cookie
say
down.
something?
This is
M&M
bad.
cookies.
Yes.
This is the worst match of WrestleMania. This whole weekend, this was not even close.
Yeah.
This was the worst match.
It
And
was.
me and Putty noticed something immediately. Okay. First of all, there's all this talk about Shayna Baszler, and I agree she needs to get over soon.
Yep.
She took the whole beating for this whole match. They did not even try to make her look good. And then Ronda Rousey, who had anything to do with this match, came in and won the match.
Yeah.
She was not even part of this match.
She got
And then
tagged
came
in
in
literally.
at the end
Awesome.
and won the match.
there's a moment where basically I think you almost had all 4 of them in there, and but Rousey and her were like gone. Like there was
Yeah,
no
there was
Ronda
all
Rousey
six-
and Shayna Baszler spent 90% of the match lying on the floor outside of the ring.
Yeah. But Shayna Baszler at the end of the match, though, she took off her boot and was limping. I think she was hurt.
Okay, well, that's going to affect what they're trying to do here. I
Yeah.
get what they're doing, and I'm not even opposed to the idea. I just think it's weird that you played a comedy match where all you did was try to make Raquel look good and then let Ronda Rousey get the win.
Mhm.
Raquel should have gotten a win there.
She
And
beat
just-
the crap out of everyone for the whole match.
Yeah. And what happened? Like, why is Green all of a sudden with Sonya Deville? What
I
happened
don't
to
know.
Carmella?
Hashtag free Chelsea Green. Like, this is out of control. Get out of this company while you can.
So weird.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing to her again. It's
Yeah.
happening all over.
And clearly Shotzi was in this match just to take the pin, to take the fall.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll give her credit. She didn't have a lot of botches.
No, just a couple at the beginning, and that's it.
First time that and Putty was very happy to call out every botch for this entire pay-per-view.
Yeah. I was, but the funny thing is, he was saying, "Oh, she's the botch queen. Start watching her." And I did. And I'm like, she's not doing too bad, actually.
But she usually is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the funny part. I was looking at all the botches, and the one person you expected a lot of botches. Oh, So
And then we talked about what we talked about. Then what they showed the preview of what we talked about earlier. Bobby Lashley wins the Andre Battle Royal. Last eliminates
Mhm.
Bronson Reed. Hopefully Bronson Reed is going into a program with Lashley, and this will get Bronson over for a little bit.
His name is Jonah.
My name is Jonas.
Nice. My name is Jonah.
Next, we go into Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Second long, well, no, maybe not second longest, but it was a long match.
This match falls into a category that seems to define this second night for me, which was everything should have been better than it was. This match was good. I think a lot of the ring work worked really well. I think they made Sheamus look like a monster in favor of making the other two look weak, though.
A little bit, yeah.
So most of the match was Sheamus beating the crap out of Drew.
Yes.
And then once in a while, Gunther would come in and just get thrown back outside of the ring.
Yeah. What's going on there? Because they were like enemies a month ago, then they were best friends, now they're enemies again. Like,
and they're not really telling a story. I expected this match to be like we talked about it. Whoever wins, whatever, and then one of them at the end of the match would be mad about something and attack the other one, and that was going to tell the story. But instead, they immediately came into the ring hating each other.
Yeah.
And
that would have worked better if they didn't, if they were coming in as friends still.
I genuinely was very excited for this match. This is three good workers, and Gunther is a top talent in this company, if not the world.
Well,
and
it was like it got to the point where towards the end, maybe the last 5 minutes, you believed every near fall. They were so good on those near falls.
And I'll give you that. That's where the match got good. But this is a long match, and for the majority of it, it did exactly what you don't like about WWE three-way matches, where it was always two people and the third man was outside.
Outside, yeah. This was a Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre match with Gunther on the side.
I genuinely think you could have done this match just Drew versus Sheamus and then had the winner face Gunther at some point, because you didn't need this three-way match, especially when we ended up getting the result we got. It was the other two didn't even matter for this match.
So basically, if you look at it this way, when they fought each other to that match to get to Gunther at WrestleMania, and they kept on tying up, didn't make it matter. Then they come here, finally get to fight Gunther. Gunther wins, didn't even matter. You literally can wipe out their whole storyline and nothing would change.
But this was also such a short build too. Like this only happened 3 weeks ago when they both got that double pin or whatever it was.
It was a strange attempt at originally being a long-term storytelling thing that turned corners and made a full U-turn to be like, oh, we got to finish the story right now.
Yeah. If this happened, say, at Elimination Chamber where Drew faced Sheamus and the winner would face Gunther
you could have drugged this out. Drug, is that a word? You could have dragged this out all the way till SummerSlam, and you could have told a really good story.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and I do think it was all worth it in the end for like the last 5 minutes of this match, because the finish was great when Gunther just came in and just double power bombed them. Like that was like
a monster. That guy.
He has a really nice looking power bomb.
Yeah, fluid, very fluid.
That's really a hard-hitting match.
Yeah, it was.
You saw the bruises on all of them. Like it was, but it was good. It wasn't
I think this was a really good match, but my expectations for this were like through the roof. Like this was arguably my match that I wanted to see the most of this whole Mania weekend.
Some people are considering it like the match of WrestleMania.
I don't know, because there was another match on this day that was better than this.
On this day. Is that a preview?
Is that Creed?
Same guys, Alter Bridge. Same thing. Remember when they used to do all the theme songs?
Yeah, it was really cool back then, actually.
All right. Gunther goes over. He retains. He is now the longest reigning IC champion since the Honky Tonk Man.
Holy crap! It's been that long.
I think so.
Wasn't Honky Tonk Man the champion for like 1,000 days?
No, 464. That is the what's it called? The record right now. The longest reigning IC champion was 464 days by the Honky Tonk Man.
Wow.
Like, talk about not caring about a belt.
Yeah. List of intercontinental champion. I'm looking it up right now. So the combined reigns. Yep. Honky Tonk Man. But he's getting there. Gunther is at 290 days right now for a single reign.
So Gunther keeps his title. You're going to see a pretty common theme happening on the second night of WrestleMania with
Where on night one, there was also a pretty common theme that was the opposite of this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, Theory retained.
Yeah, but we don't count that. That's against
no,
John
that's
Cena.
we don't care about those two.
Yeah. So we go into our next match of the night: Bianca Belaire versus Asuka. This had the potential to be match of the night.
Let's follow the trend here of matches with huge potential. This case, I'm going to say this right now, and I want to know if you agree. This was one of the most
Sloppiest?
I won't even call it sloppy. It was booked as if it was like a Monday Night Raw match where we had to make sure nobody got hurt because the pay-per-view's coming up this weekend. Like, it was so slow-paced and very smooth and fluid, and there was zero action happening. I was never pulled in once nothing felt threatening, like nothing felt real. It was like
it was not believable that Asuka would win.
I cannot believe that two women of this caliber put on a match that was like worthy of being on AEW Dark Elevation.
It was lackluster, very much so, very much lackluster.
Yeah, I think you guys hit the nail on the head, man. It was not. I do recall like us watching and then quickly just turning away because it was just not.
There was nothing happening
for us. It was just not happening.
Also, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's exactly what you were talking about. Like Campbell actually left, and I even told him when he came back, I said, "This is been a boring match." And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Really, with them?" And then, like, even when he started watching, we just started talking, and we just kind of dozed off of the situation. Like,
nothing happened. How do you have Asuka? We rated Caleb just to not seem like hating on this. We rated Bianca Belaire as the best women's wrestler last year.
Yeah, we did.
And this match this reminded me of the era when Bianca still couldn't wrestle yet, when she looked like Jade Cargill. That's what it looked like. And Asuka looked like she just had nothing to work with, so she just had to go along with what was happening.
Yeah, and then
I can't believe it.
She missed the mist too, so it's like, so that didn't even. But
I think that was
the theme of the night, this was a missed opportunity to put the belt on Asuka.
Yeah, I thought that too.
And let's talk about that for a second. That's just really bad booking.
It is.
That's just really bad booking. You brought back this character, made them look like an absolute monster, and then had her lose to Bianca.
This was the
Belaire.
theme of the. This was the theme of the night. This was the theme of the night.
You literally could have had her win and then let Bianca win it back at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
All you've done now is show that this character is not that bad, and we don't need it anymore.
It's like you're trying to show dominance with one character, but now all your other characters are suffering for it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, okay, we don't want to get back to the Attitude Era where like belts were changing every 3-4 days. Like one guy would win it.
Give wrestlers relevance.
Right. And we don't want to be on the island of relevancy.
And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but the crowd was 50-50 on this one, right?
Yeah, it was pretty split.
Yeah, because I heard
but the crowd was pretty dead too.
Yeah.
It felt like night one. Remember night one how I said the way that they booked that tag match was really strange because now you've had this team beat 3 other top teams and made the whole tag team division irrelevant. That's kind of what's happened. Your biggest chance to beat Bianca Belaire was with Asuka, and now you've defeated her monster version of herself. You beat Painmaker Chris Jericho. Now what do?
You got nothing. There's nobody out there to challenge her now.
Do you have to bring Rhea Ripley over, and then what? You're gonna unify another belt? Get out of here! Like, just get out of here. I don't want this anymore. And by the way, also, I said this to Putty. Have we ever seen Bianca Belaire wear not pants or not have pants? Is this the first time she's ever wore a singlet?
No, she's always worn the short shorts. Oh no, she wore a whole piece this time.
She was just wearing a one piece.
She used
like
to wear the
bikini
top.
outfit.
She used to wear the top with the shorts before.
I always remember her wearing pants.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, she does wear pants. Maybe, I don't know. I don't pay attention to
I
it.
was just like, I thought it was weird because I'm like, wait, I've never seen this look.
Yeah, it was a strange. But it was also like you said though. There's who's out there right now in the women's division. Like, are you going to bring Roxana Perez over?
You went from, and I'm not going to sit here because we're not done this night, but I'm not going to pretend like, oh, this was like the worst. No, this was a pretty good overall package in this night. But when you look at the way they booked night one compared to how they booked night two, it's like the night one was Triple H booking and night two was Vince McMahon, because I don't understand what the hell happened.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was.
Been, yeah,
it could have been.
Yeah.
But then again, Gunther would have lost if it were Vince booking.
That's true.
But Lesnar won.
Yeah,
that's also true.
That's true. But like we said, it was a missed opportunity for Asuka to make her look like an absolute monster. Bianca retains. She has no challengers now.
Yeah, and think of the story you could have told if you made this monster beat her and then had to make her climb back up the mountain to win the title again.
Yeah.
And SummerSlam, that gives you a whole storyline for SummerSlam. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
No. Long-term booking. What's that?
Make up a new one and we'll rush it. It'll be Alexa Bliss when she comes back.
Or Perez.
No,
please,
I don't know if we're moving on, but if we are, may I do pull a Kanye West on you, JD?
Sure.
And kind of steal from you your
talk
show.
For a moment.
You can't say Kanye West anymore.
So
that's
here's
a slur.
He's canceled.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that's true. You're right. Okay, so here's the thing. The next match we had was I'm gonna explain it this way. For the people that are watching, the last few nights, the hosts have been The Miz and Snoop Dogg. They've been hosting the WrestleMania. They're the Hollywood host. Tonight, Snoop Dogg decided to do an impromptu match for The Miz. So we got the epic match of Shane McMahon. Oh, yeah, he returned, ladies and gentlemen, against The Miz. And oh my God, this battle was awesome because
I was pretty jacked up when he came out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I kind of popped a little bit. For
Shane.
I
know, but hold on a second. Oh, my bad. Shane is now injured, and Snoop Dogg's gonna have to come in and take in the match. So it then now became Snoop Dogg versus The Miz. Okay, JD, you can take over now.
But okay, so when Shane landed on that when he did the leapfrog over, which he's never done before. Shane has never done a leapfrog before, has he?
No, I think he has. Yeah, he has. I've seen him do that.
It's because he jumped and he tried to land sideways, and his legs just gave out.
Okay,
It runs in the family.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Both him, his
Too
brother-in-law, his dad.
Yeah, that's cute.
But
well, we got to
this
give
match,
credit,
and that's exactly, this match is not yet over.
No, but you got to give credit to Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg actually improvised all that.
I said it to
Putty.
Putty.
Snoop Dogg, or was that Miz like talking to him?
No.
Mrs. Snoop Dogg improvised on that.
I think when Snoop went outside the ring, remember when he walked out and then it happened? I guarantee you a ringside person came up to him and was like, you need to go in there and improvise. And he was like, oh, okay. His punches looked good though.
Yeah, and that elbow drop looked good too.
Yeah, man, I thought it was great.
But him running the ropes is hilarious because his 90 pounds can't even push the ropes.
Runs in slow motion. I'm waiting to hear.
He's never done it before.
He has. He's wrestled a few times.
Yeah, he has.
Really?
But see, here's the funny part about all this and that whole situation.
All I'm hearing is the theme to Chariots of Fire.
The whole situation. This is they made a tweet to The Rock about it, and I don't know if he's responded about it, but the whole situation I find funny now is I was like, I didn't get The Rock, and Campo was like, yeah, Rock's not appearing. Well, you know what? Snoop Dogg brought The Rock into the match, so there you go. I win.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But,
you got Dwayne the Dog Johnson.
Exactly. The names they did, but see, the things I will say this though, I love the whole when Snoop Dogg really had to realize what happened, or when he came in the ring and had to improvise. Like, hold up, you could tell, like at that point he was like, I don't know, but
he didn't know what to say.
Yeah, but
he pulled it off really well.
No, but yeah, got to give credit to that. As dumb as the segment could have been, It wasn't bad.
He
It was
cleaned
funny.
up a mess that was not his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And it
And
did make me chuckle a little.
I wanted to
Mhm.
skip this. Putty's like, no, something's gonna happen. And I'm like, fast forward. I want to watch this shit. I hate the Miz. And then after it ended up being that. So
There
But
you go.
yeah.
And Snoop Dogg wins over the Miz.
Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg goes over.
Snoop Dogg goes over. That's Miz loses 2 nights in a row at Mania.
Talk about making someone irrelevant. He's the new Mark
Uh,
Marrow.
He is. Except Mark Marrow lost how many times to Sable?
Hey, Johnny B. Bad was good though.
Yes. Little Richard over there. Okay.
Oh, I forgot.
Next we get to our I would call this the co-main event of the night. It was Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor. The lighting effects were really good. The only thing is it was too light outside. It wasn't dark enough to make it look cool.
Well, okay, so another case of a good match that had potential to be a fantastic match. I think there's a huge outlier that we'll get to as we go. I think bringing out Brood Edge and having him immediately throw that gimmick in the garbage to just be regular Edge was like, what was the point of Brood Edge?
He needed to come out with the frilly shirt and the cup of
No, but he needed to stay as like a psychopathic character for the whole match, not just walk out for 10 seconds and then change music and he's back to normal
Yeah,
Edge.
because I was like,
His
is that
mask
really
looks
Edge? Under like,
stupid.
well, actually, I didn't have a problem with it. I
But he
like the
liked it.
lighting effects of
But he's
it,
like,
so I
it's
thought
not
it looked real
actually
cool.
Edge. It's not actually Edge. And he takes
I
off the
thought it
mask.
wasn't.
He's like, oh.
Well, no, he didn't even take
But,
off the
I mean-
mask. What they did, they cut a wave and then he was away off out of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck did they just do? This was stupid.
I'll give him one thing. Like, it was a good song choice.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
South
they
of
didn't-
Heaven.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't use the old Brood theme. Like, but
I don't
Still
like
a
the
good
fact that
song
they
choice.
wrote Brood Edge on the screen to make sure people knew that that's what it was.
It was even on his trunks.
It's like
And
so
how?
stupid.
Okay. So if there's a certain name that kept on getting dropped throughout the whole match, and then that person never showed up.
Gangrel.
And I'm like, yes, because they kept on saying, oh, then remember
They
the
said
guy
Christian
from-
a bunch of times. Which,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, like why
but not
are you
Christian
naming
Cage.
them-
It's a different person.
it's different.
But you even said yourself, you said there was rumors of Gangrel. Then all of a sudden they're talking about it, and then guess what? Nothing. Now, what was this all about?
Yeah, but
Like,
Caps,
it was just so
didn't
weird.
you say too that there was a possibility Christian may have even showed up?
I heard that. I heard there was a rumor. I heard Tony Khan gave his blessing. But, you guys mentioned it before. It's a possibility that this was a McMahon booking and they changed things last second.
Well, we all know how McMahon feels about
Yes,
Christian. Remember, he
Christian
wanted
is
to
the
put the blue
ugliest
dot
man
over
in
his
the
head.
world. The ugliest man in the world,
It's the
Christian.
blue dot.
Meanwhile, he was pushing Chris Benoit like no tomorrow. Guy had like no
Yeah.
teeth.
I do want to say, like, I think the wrong person went over.
Yeah.
I think
I'd agree.
I think it
I'd
should have
agree.
been Finn. I mean, he's the younger guy. I think Edge is supposed to be retiring sometime this year.
But
Why
that's the
would you
thing too.
not
This
let-
would have been the perfect opportunity to write him off TV for a while.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you're making this character of Finn Balor look stupid.
You did, and I need to point out something that Finn Balor out wrestled the Edge left, right, and center in this match. He
Yeah.
carried most of this match.
Yeah.
They pulled out 2 tables and broke both of them the not way you break a table. That's why I don't like it with WWE. One of them was by Finn Balor missing and then stomping through the table, so nobody got hurt, and the other one was a corner spot. Like, go through a table normally.
Edge got
two-
more hurt, not
2023.
through the table spot, but when the top part of the table fell over on his
Yeah.
head.
They set up a little platform in one specific spot for him to jump off. I hate that. That's like
Which
when
even
we're
Campo
talking
said
about
it wasn't the high.
kayfabe. When we're talking about kayfabe and Nick's complaining about what's her name, that's what bothers me is this kind of stuff that they set up a platform for this specific spot. Like,
I'm with you
okay,
on that.
like
Yeah.
what?
And
I
then
agree.
Campo even brought up the platform is actually lower to the ground than the ladder.
Then the
And they're
ladder
sitting there going-
was.
and they're
But
sitting
they're
there going, "Oh my
acting
God,
like
I
it was
can't
so
believe
high
they're
up.
gonna
I'm like,
do
the
it."
ladder's taller than where the platform is.
It's
Kinda
like
angles.
it's akin to Logan Paul jumping from the corner onto the announce table, that type of thing.
Yeah, what's not even that far.
Yeah.
But what made it worse? Okay, so Finn Balor bleeds the hard way from a ladder.
Yeah.
So me and Putty watch it like a bunch of times, and when you see where he gets cut, it doesn't look like he gets hit in the top of his head. So I was like, I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah.
It's
You
with the
see it on
makeup
one of the
already
replays. It
distorted.
smacks him right
Oh,
here.
does it? It kept
Mm.
looking like it hit him in the face. When we
That's
were
why his
watching it.
head whipped back so hard.
Okay, but he started bleeding profusely. And
Yeah.
WWE cut away for 5 minutes while they wiped off the blood from the mat and cleaned
And
up his
stapled
face.
They stapled. I think he got
They
3 or 4
stapled- I think he
staples.
got- yeah, I think they stapled his
Like, this is a pay-per-view event. If you don't want to show his face bleeding while they're fixing it and you actually want to take the time to fix it, I'm okay with that. But they wouldn't even show the mat for the entire time. They had a close-up of Edge's face for the whole time. They made him get out of the ring to go look for weapons so they didn't have to film what was happening.
What was happening in the ring? Yeah.
Like, this is
I think they're gonna have
childish to
another
me.
match.
Sorry.
I think they're gonna have another match
I'm okay
Really?
with
to
them
try
having a
and
match.
right the wrong of what
Yeah.
happened.
But that took
could be
away from
true.
this match to me. What could have
Oh,
been
yeah.
a better match, and I think to agree with Caps from what he said from right off the get go. I think it's weird to me, and I'm not taking away from his career. Absolutely not. I think Edge had a great career, but Prince Devitt is one of the greatest light heavyweight wrestlers who ever wrestled in the history of wrestling, and is now a mid-carder in WWE. If he stayed in
Yeah.
New Japan, he would have been an absolute skyrocketed superstar.
It's the demon Finn. If this were regular Finn Balor, I can understand Edge winning, but this is supposed to be
Yes,
an
exactly.
unbeatable monster.
This guy comes out for special matches. This guy comes out for Kenny Omega. This guy comes out for wrestling Taguchi when you have the blow off match of their feud. This doesn't happen for fun. It's
And
the
see-
Asuka thing. They did it twice. I just
Yeah. And see-
realized that.
And see, here's the other thing I realized too. If they're trying to go this whole idea of it being like a superpowered monster, here's the thing: you literally just got him cut. This is the moment where you go, okay, we need to switch this up, let him win, because this is going to blow the roof off if he beats Edge.
If
And
he
they
he was
got
no
Asuka.
selling all the chair shots, all the kendo sticks, and then he
Yes.
gets hit in the head with a ladder and like he's gone for 5 minutes, right? If they had him no selling that would have been like that would have
Bro,
put
if they let him bleed, this match had so much going for it because it was telling such a story and you had such an emotional weight from the blood. He was really
Mhm.
bleeding too, John Moxley style. Like, he was CM punking right there. You know, on the Muda scale,
and
that's like a 6.
hard way
Yeah.
too.
He went 6 on the Muda scale. So it's, to me, I find it really odd. Like, this is the guy who created the Bullet Club. He's an innovator to the point of like,
Yeah.
what are we doing with this guy?
They're wasting him in the Judgment Day there. But what I am glad we didn't get all the other outside guys,
Good, fine.
which
Also,
plays into the next match.
shout out to the people who
Yeah.
paid hundreds of dollars for those tickets, who had to sit at the top and definitely could not see through
anything?
Because there's no way they saw through that cage.
Yeah,
for
I even wrote it in my notes here. Surprisingly, Edge wins. This was the opportunity. Hell in a Cell is always the blow off to a feud, especially if it's not a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. When they do Hell in a Cell at a different pay-per-view event,
Yeah, it's a special.
it's supposed
And see-
it's supposed to be a blow off, and it
And
wasn't.
I just realized this could have been an opportunity to not for just for Finn Balor, but to make Judgment Day look like one of the most like menacing.
Destructive.
Exactly, 'cause
Yeah,
with Rhea Ripley just winning the belt with that, and then of course Dominique just went through it.
Dominic actually looked good in that match
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, all three of these people having these matches of their life could have brought them out, because you can imagine them all coming out and be like,
Yeah.
"Look what we did." You know what I
and
mean?
it took
Like,
an
we are
entire
that bad.
LWO to stop Damian Priest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So it's like you were on the path to making them look really bad, like badass. Sorry, and
yeah.
yeah.
and like don't. I feel like we're pointing out a lot of negatives. This match was good, but I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
for those reasons that
Okay.
we said, it can't be.
Let
like,
me say this:
fucking
this
top.
night 2 was better than last year's night 2.
Of course, but I think
I agree with
the night 2 this year was a night full of potential that just never reached
Well,
where it was trying to get.
Good news is next year it's only one night.
Is it?
Which-
Oh, really?
If you in Philadelphia,
Why?
Yeah.
if you took all of the best matches of
I
these
think
2
it's
nights
better.
on one card, if you went 12 matches on one card and erased the other 4 bad matches, I think this would have been the best, maybe the best WrestleMania.
So I
In a
wonder why
long
they're doing
time,
that
yeah.
though. I'm just curious though. Why are they doing that? Did they
'Cause,
say why they're doing?
It's probably costing them more
I'm
than
just
they're
okay.
making.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Okay.
Yeah. Nope, they changed it again. It is 2 nights now.
Oh, it's 2 nights now.
See,
Yeah, it is 2 nights now. April 6th, April 7th. So
They should do it like Wrestle Kingdom and make it like a week later. One weekend and then
but they have WrestleMania Backlash. So what's the point?
when is Backlash?
It is in May 18th, I think, May 6th.
And
Yeah, I
then
think
Ring,
we'll
the
watch
King
it.
of the Ring
I'm-
is right after that.
King of the Ring, I think, is is May as well, right? Yeah, May
it's-
27th, 3 weeks later.
Wow.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm actually because I'm gonna watch Raw tonight, so I'm gonna watch that sometime this week. I'm actually feeling good. Like I feel like Triple H is getting me back into it, and the whole thing with Bloodline. I'm just saying that we'll get into that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we get to that. They bring out the Hall of Fame class. You have Stacy Keibler, Andy Kaufman, Great Muta, Tim White, and Rey Mysterio all in your.
So can I say something about this?
Could I?
Sure.
Go, you go.
Stacy Keibler, my God.
Ooh.
She still
Yeah.
got it.
And
eh?
who was she presented by?
Tori
Oh,
Wilson.
Tori
Tori
Wilson.
Not
so-
just very, very lightly still has it, but Stacy Keibler
Keibler?
still
Oof.
has it.
No,
I mean,
they both got
She
it.
did
Bro, come
date
on.
George Clooney, right?
I
After all.
don't. Tori Wilson still has it, but Stacy, like comparatively,
Yeah, like Stacy
Stacy,
barely looks like she aged at all.
I would. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Let's not point out the flaws here. Let's just enjoy it.
Enjoy
we
it
got a
while it
little
is.
Trish Stratus. Unfortunately, we got some Lita. But
We got Lita, Trish Stratus, Tori Wilson, and
Lita
Stacy
looks
Keibler.
like
Those
30
are the
years
big,
older than she actually is.
Yeah.
But those are the big Attitude Era females that we used to watch all the time. You know what I mean?
But
I appreciate-
hey, this is what I want to say, and I understand it's because it's WWE. I don't know why I did air quotes,
Air quotes.
but like to have Great Muta not be the centerpiece of this thing,
Yeah.
he's legitimately one of the greatest wrestlers of an entire era of wrestling. Rey Mysterio isn't even top 5 Mexican wrestlers of that era.
Yeah. Now, everybody on this side of the screen, okay, you guys have not been following as much as Campo and I have over the last, 4 or 5 months? Great Muta's farewell tour.
Which has been fantastic.
It has been.
I hope
It
Sting
Is it really? Is
goes
he
as
really
well.
doing that? Like, I didn't know he was wrestling like that out
He's
there. and
not
everything.
wrestling like that. The presentation of the
Oh, okay.
events leading up to it, they've been
Yeah.
like full out
Well,
8
then-
out of 10 events.
Then
Yeah.
that would be me. I would get excited about that because the thing is, I look at him the way he walks. I'm like, how is he like doing matches? Look at the way he walks when he comes in just for the Hall of Fame. Like he
Oh, but
looks
he
like
did.
he's gonna go.
He did matches and good matches at that too. That match
Yeah, they were
against
pretty good.
Nakamura
Like
is
recently, like within the last
Yeah,
year and
Nakamura
so.
was
January
good.
1st.
They're all
I'm gonna have to look
recently.
him up. I gotta look it up. Then.
The match with Hakushi, when
Mm-hmm.
Sting hits Hakushi off the ring, so he's on the apron, Putty, and Sting like runs into him. He jumps completely over the barricade and tried to go through a table outside of the ring area.
At 60
He-
years old.
He jumped from the ring apron
Jeez.
over top of the barricade and tried to go through a table.
And
the
he's
table
of course
didn't
still
break.
wearing his Muta mask and everything.
it wasn't
Like,
Muta,
that-
it was
He wasn't Muta.
Hakushi.
He was
It
he
was
was the other.
Hakushi,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
who was
and
jacked
then-
as hell.
Yeah. And then and I think this is the perfect end cap to Muta's career.
It is. This is what he deserved. He did deserve this.
Yeah. Even though he never was at WWE, he never showed up in WWE, has he?
Well, WCW when they owned WCW, so technically by proxy, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Dick Togo was in WWE. Does that count?
To go. Yeah, after that, we got our main event of the night. It was a long gap in between. Like
Yeah.
almost 40 minutes.
But because they got exactly what I was telling Campo, there was, if you look, there was blood from the last match in there. I guarantee you they
I
had
think
to
they
strip
replaced
that
the
whole.
entire
No,
mat.
they replaced the entire mat.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was
it
talking
looked
about.
like.
Yeah,
It was a fresh
they-
mat.
And I
That's why
seen
it took
Cody
longer.
kiss it after, and it was pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Match starts. Cody comes out to the ring first. And who do we have at ringside? Dark Order member, -1.
Yeah, that's I
No
thought-
mask, but
I thought there would be more stuff.
in terms
Like,
of
I figured they would show some Japanese wrestlers in the crowd that came. I figured Cody would pull wrestlers, especially for an event like WrestleMania. Like when Nakamura fought that time, and all the New Japan guys were there, Juice Robinson and stuff. And it's
Bailey was over there and
like,
FTR.
when they went to go see Wrestle Kingdom, and all the
Yeah.
WWE people were there. But yeah, I was surprised. I thought his wife wasn't even there.
Who, Cody?
Yeah,
Sure, she was. She was holding
Did
the
you
baby.
see her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
I
she
holding
didn't
was
the
see
the one
baby.
holding
her.
the
I
baby.
didn't see her. I must have
Yeah,
missed
yeah.
that.
Yeah. When he handed him the baby, that was her right there.
I don't remember him holding a baby. Where the hell was
Oh,
I for
that may,
this?
yeah, you must have walked away then.
Right in the
I-
beginning,
I saw
when,
that.
he held
Right.
the baby and then he gave
After, yeah.
his
Then he
belt
came into the
to-
ring. That's when he came into the ring and kissed the mat.
Hey, don't kiss.
He
any
gave
mats.
-1 the belt.
Yeah, I
Mm.
must have not been paying attention.
Okay.
I saw -1.
And that was right when he took the baby. Right after
I don't
that.
know, man. Forget
Yeah,
about babies here. If you're not going to power slam the baby, then you're not part of the
For
match.
some reason,
This is before you get into that. He gave -1 his weight belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did Solo Sikoa end up with it?
Because he handed it to him. I
Oh,
saw that.
so -1 is turning heel.
They totally, it was definitely planned. Like, you'll hold it, and when he comes, you're going to hand him the belt.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it started off really, really good. It was telling a great in-ring story. Roman, like, this was the best I've seen Roman in a long time.
I would say that, yeah.
This is
like-
the best match that Roman had since SummerSlam.
The Brock Lesnar match, maybe.
Yeah. Clash of the
Up until a
Castle, I
cer-
guess, was okay.
I mean, up until a certain point, this was even better than the match he had against Brock.
This was the best match I've seen him wrestle, period. This is my thing with him, though. And I was talking to Putty about this, where people, the WWE fans, will die on a hill and never let me ever have my word about him not being that great of a wrestler. In this match, as long as it was, he did about 6 total moves and just kept redoing those 6 total moves. And I'm
Yeah,
not going to say
true.
Cody did much better, but Cody does everything with such emotion. There's so much behind everything that he's doing. You really feel it.
But he was pulling out other people's moves. He did the pedigree. He did the Dustin on the thing with the
Yes.
slap, right? He did.
Yeah, but
he
didn't,
did the figure 4, like his dad's figure 4, like, you know what I mean? He did
What's
the
his
bionic
name?
elbow.
He went woo before he did the figure 4. Roman did Crossroads, didn't he?
No,
I swear
Rock-
Roman did a move on him that was
Did
somebody
a rock
else's.
bottom.
Oh,
He
he
did
did a
do
rock
rock
bottom.
bottom,
That's what
yeah.
it was. Yes.
But you can really tell that Roman Reigns has really come a long way as establishing himself as
and you know what?
premier wrestlers.
If Roman pinned, like Roman retains, guys, that let's just get that out of the way. But if Roman pinned Cody clean, I wouldn't have been upset with the finish as I would have been as it was, if that makes sense.
I'm just tired of it. I'm so tired of it. It's just tiring.
So basically, the way it ended is the same way every Roman Reigns match has ended since SummerSlam.
hey,
There's
I want
a
to.
ref bump.
Oh, sorry.
It's a bad
Go
call.
ahead. Sorry, Campo.
No. Caps was going to say something.
They made the wrong call here. I think the story was so well done. The buildup was fantastic. You've seen Cody Rhodes, who's establishing himself as a huge star, merchandise wise. You got people being behind him. I thought, in order to tell the story correctly,
He should have won.
he should have won. He should have
I'm-
won
Well,
because where did he go now?
well,
You
okay,
don't.
okay. So,
where do you go?
can't.
It's a
Okay,
rematch.
so- okay, so I'm gonna stop you guys. Here's the thing. I got excited because of all this stuff and everything, and someone in the press conference literally said to Triple H, because they were breaking the rules about a lot of them were like, dude, we want to get these real answers. We're not going to go
Yeah.
give you the question you want. And one guy actually said, this has been a long running story that is really, really, really getting to age to where it's not good. And what do you plan to do with this? And Triple H said, listen, I get it. But this is actually chapter 3 to another chapter coming in. And what's going to happen
No,
is going to blow
multiverse.
your mind. Yeah. But he's saying what's going to happen is going to blow your mind. You're going to really enjoy it. Just be ready. And so, again, like I was talking before, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make the bloodline sever themselves. And for some reason, I feel like
But
him
you
keeping
can
the
still
belt-
do that without
But-
doing this.
but that's what I think is
Yeah.
also happening. I think
Yeah.
it's also given a motivation to help, like, for example, for Sami Zayn and him to help Cody Rhodes so he can get that belt. I think they still want to destroy the bloodline. So their idea is, we now work with Cody Rhodes. We're going to help this motherfucker get the belt.
I
get
think what you should have done,
I
at
think
least for
that's
the time
happening.
being, until you break it up. So I'm going to spit this out fast. What I was going to say before was, so you had the people run in, okay?
The same
And-
finish that's been going on for
well,
every
listen, you
Roman
got rid of
Reigns
Solo.
match.
You got rid of Solo. Okay.
Mhm.
Then you had the interference by the Usos. You broke it up by having the two guys come out. That's fine. But if you're going in this direction that you're going, even if you had Cody lose anyways, what they should have done, if they did end up signing him, okay, because we don't even know, but this was your opportunity to have Jay White come out,
Mhm.
help Cody Rhodes, have Cody either go over or still lose, but now you have a 4-man faction of Zayn, Owens,
And
Cody
Jay.
Rhodes
and Jay
Right.
and Cody to fight against the 4 members of the bloodline, which totally now if you're gonna go your dumb story version, at least now this makes sense. Because if you're holding
spoiler,
on to Jay,
the first half hour of Raw, Brock joins Cody.
see, this doesn't. You don't do this. We don't need more
What?
Brock and Roman. Enough.
So I only watched the
doesn't
first
feel
half hour
weird.
of Raw tonight, but what happened at the first half hour was Triple H intros the show, blah, 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 and he calls out Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns comes out and he starts talking. As soon as he starts talking, Cody comes out. Cody's like, blah, blah, blah. I had you beat. Blah, blah, blah. I know I had you beat. It's, if it wasn't for he even made mention to the fact that every match this happens, that the Usos get involved, Solo gets involved, and there's always a ref bump, and he always ends up winning somehow. He even
How many finishers did Roman take in that match?
at least 5 or 6.
Okay, and one Solo Sikoa spike destroyed Cody Rhodes for the rest of the match.
Yeah. That was
They're
the weird
making
thing,
not
too.
to
Solo
mention-
look more dominant than Roman.
And exactly, and not to mention, after just receiving 2 crossroads, okay, he immediately got up, speared Cody, and won the match.
Yeah.
Like,
And
this is my
like I
point,
said-
right? And this was a good match. This was a really good
Really
match.
good match.
Fantastic.
It was
By
the
Roman
finish.
Reigns standards, this is like an amazing.
Yeah.
I took
match.
points away just because of the finish. I even told you that
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah,
It's like
and
you
it's
got
like
Johnny Donuts brought it up before we started filming. It's like Solo Sikoa was taken away from the match, and then all of a sudden he shows up again.
Because there was no ref now.
And I hate how they did it. They did it in a way like, oh, it's a secret. Oh, it's somebody we don't know who it is. He has a hood on, and then everyone's like, oh, it's just Solo.
It's
Like,
Solo because it's him because he doesn't wear shoes.
But you had
It doesn't matter.
an opportunity here to do something different, and you didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you squander. It's a squandered opportunity.
And if you're gonna go this overbooked and have all of this nonsense, my point is, if you do have Jay White signed, this was the time to use him. The
like
perfect time.
ask Campo. Campo last night, you messaged me. You go, WWE sucks.
Yeah, because
And then, like-
this was the most typical WWE night. If you just watch the way the cutting out of the blood, the choreography in the Oscar match, and then seeing the finish there, it's so WWE. And people complain about AEW's overbooking.
And then I went on a tirade
like-
too about the way it's like this is the same Roman Reigns match we've seen for the last 2 years.
Yes, and we've seen a lot of them. at
And
this point.
hasn't even the last 2 WrestleManias felt the same? The first year, that's amazing, or the first day, it's amazing. The second day is bad. Like, how is that
No,
still
this
a common
date night
thread?
was not bad.
No, it
Last
wasn't
year's
as-
was
Well, no, but I mean
terrible.
comparatively. But I'm comparing. I'm
And
saying
we didn't-
comparatively to
I
the
don't
night
think-
prior.
I don't think that when we would go back and look at the scores we gave, I don't think we rated night 2 low enough last year. Because
I
I
agree,
watched some of
I
the
agree.
matches again like recently, and they were bad. But like this night in comparison,
there
felt
were
like
less
a
matches,
huge
so there wasn't
letdown.
as much fatigue.
Yeah, but it also
we actually
There were
thought
only
once
6
it's
matches
okay.
on the card tonight or for this show.
and me and Putty were thinking it was 8, so we're like, wait, how is it the main event?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
mean,
going back to what I was saying too tonight on Raw. So Cody comes out and says, "I have you beat," blah blah blah, and he asks, "I want my rematch," and Paul Heyman just says, "No, you're never going to get a rematch." He goes, "Okay, then since you're ready to go, and he points to Solo, you're ready to go, and I'm ready to go. How about a tag match?" Paul Heyman, discusses it with Roman, and he says, "Sure, provided whoever is your tag team partner is someone who cannot face Roman Reigns for if he's your partner tonight, he can never face Roman Reigns for the championship ever, as long as Roman's champion." And Brock Lesnar already lost that stipulation at SummerSlam. When he lost at SummerSlam, he already lost the stipulation that he's not allowed to face Roman ever again. So
That's why he came out and helped Cody. Makes sense
yeah,
now.
and now you're getting. I don't know if it's happened because I haven't watched that far ahead
if
yet. But
Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar lose to Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, I'm done with WWE.
yeah, once we're done filming, I'm going to finish watching it. But that's your
I have a
finish.
feeling they're going to win.
I'll
though,
watch ups and
honestly.
downs tomorrow. Thank you, Simon
Yeah.
Miller.
So, makes you all warm and fuzzy in the tum-tum.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Simon Miller. Great dude. Yeah, I mean, that was the end, same Roman Reigns finish we've seen for the last 2 years. But like I said earlier in their show, this night 2 was definitely much better than last year's night 2.
Yeah. So I'm going to just end this podcast
Sure.
for you. The best match of the night was Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes.
Mhm.
And my score for this is 7.5.
Okay.
I think it was entertaining. I think it's worth watching, but I think it doesn't hold up in comparison to night 2.
I won.
Sorry.
Night
yeah.
1, yeah.
I won. Yeah.
Okay, Putty. How about you?
7 best match is saying I agree. It's the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes. Even though I will say, here's my thing. There were some good matches in between this. Like even the Finn Balor one was kind of fun with everything, but I agree. I still look back at night 1 being so great, and I'm still mad that I kind of got ruined that ending. But even when that ending ruined, I still think this was a flop compared to night 1. Compared to last year, though, yeah. So 7, and same thing. Reigns and Cody.
I gave night 1 an 8.3, so I'll give this one a 7.3. And match of the night, Snoop Dogg.
Oh, well, I'll
I
take
was going to
that.
say that as a joke.
I'll take that. I'll take
I'll
it
take
too.
that.
No, the main event.
Yeah.
I'm going just slightly higher than you, Campo. I gave it a 7.6. I would have given it. All honestly, I would have given it a 7.8 had it not been for that finish.
I think I would have given it a 7.8 if they didn't so poorly execute in the Asuka Bianca match.
Yeah. This definitely was better than night 2 of last year. Last year we gave it like 5.8s and 6s and 6.1. So it was actually I can tell you what we gave night 2. I have it right here in front of me.
I gave it a 6.
We all gave it a 6. Caps, you didn't even watch night 2 last year.
You didn't
Oh, you
watch
might
it
have watched
that
it, but
time.
you-
You watched it
Yeah,
later.
later.
You ended up watching it later.
So you didn't give a score, yeah. But yeah, I gave.
Did we all give it a 6?
6? Yeah, it was a 6.66 all across the board.
I wish I gave it a 4.
I rated night 1 lower than I rated night 1 this year.
I give it an 8. I give them both an 8. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I gave it a 7.3.
What did I give night 1 last year?
You gave night 1 an 8. I gave it a 7.5.
Wait, what did I give night 2? Oh, a 6. Oh,
6.
so actually,
Me and you were the same score, Putty, 8 and 6.
Yeah, Caps gave it a 9.
Night
find
1
it
was
funny-
really good last year.
It was. And that seems like the case. Night 1 is always the better night, it seems like. And
But I think that's something that factors in that if they go out and give their all on night 1, that by night 2 you have wrestling fatigue as a human being.
it goes
And
back to, if we can tie it into your RLG cast, Campo, how we're suffering from Marvel fatigue.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. Night 2 is
It's if they're not executing at the highest caliber on night 2, you're gonna be out of it because you already have fatigued from this, and you're just gonna keep giving me not good matches.
You know what's funny? We rated night 2 of WrestleMania the exact same thing as Multiverse United.
Yeah, but night 2 of WrestleMania was good.
Yeah.
It just was not as good as night 1.
Yeah.
And Multiverse, it was just poorly exexecuted with
The
good
audio
matches.
issues, yeah. But
what do you mean? Not what do you mean? We multiverse tomorrow?
Hey, yeah, don't watch
spoilers.
this. Get out of here.
But tune in tomorrow. You heard our scores. I guess if you're paying attention, if you made it this far, but tune in tomorrow anyway. You'll understand why we gave it that score. How about that? So tune in tomorrow for the Multiverse United score, or I can just scrub the audio on this one and.
I don't mind. You can add
or just watch it because you're gonna watch it. You already heard the scores here and you left. So
exactly. So just watch it anyway, just to hear why we gave the score, and stay for the reviews. We'll review the show anyway, so stay for the reviews. Anybody else got anything to add before we end this, guys?
Snoop Dogg, undisputed champion. He needs to go for both of the belts. I think
Roman Reigns has his belt.
Roman Reigns will not be able to fight Snoop Dogg, especially when he gets that toke on. I'm telling you, it's
so what if Snoop Dogg beats Roman Reigns and he has all 3 belts?
I don't want to hear you talk about Snoop Dogg anymore.
This will be the last time we talk about Snoop Dogg until he shows up to face whoever the champ is at Forbidden Door 2.
Hey, Caps, what do you have to say?
I just want to say Campos, nice hat.
Thank you.
Nice hat.
Buy the merch.
Buy the merch. Maybe I'll put the link to his store down in the description below too. Anyway, with that out of the ways, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow night where Putty, myself, and Campo will be reviewing Multiverse United. If you heard, we let the score slip, but tune in for the review tomorrow. Anyway, with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. Goodbye and good night.